Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So in this video I'll be talking about mistakes to avoid as a new international student in the UK. Long video alert. This video may be a bit long, but then I would advise or encourage you to watch till the end, especially if you're a new or prospective international student in the UK, because there will be one or two or three things you will take out of this, and months later you will come back and say, thank you for saying this. Trust me, I am not capping, okay? So yes, I made a similar video last year because a lot of people were asking, like prospective students were asking questions like, oh, what do I expect? What is it? Like basically asking a lot of questions. And I kind of extracted some of those questions and I made a video about some mistakes to avoid. By the way, you should check it out, or probably I'll link it somewhere in this video, okay? But yeah, this is an updated list. I put the most important things top just so that everybody knows that this is what is up, okay? So let me refer back to the last video I made, like the video I made about house hunting, okay? I saw a lot of comments about, oh, how houses were so expensive, the houses in Leeds are so expensive. Yes, I understand your fear, but guess what? Those houses are not student houses. Like a lot of people think that, oh, as how can I cope paying £650 as an international student? No, those houses are not student houses. But with Amber, you can get houses for as low as £75 a week. That is still like, you know, get where they happen, okay? For as low as £75 a week, you can get affordable and comfortable student houses. I'm not even talking of any random houses. I'm talking about student accommodation that is a walk very close to school, 10 minutes walk, 15 minutes walk. It then means that when you go to classes, you don't have to pay for bus, you don't have to pay extra money for bus. And these houses are fully furnished, bills inclusive. So of course you have everything you need, the table, you need the chair, the bed, everything is fully furnished and it's bills inclusive. No additional charge. You're not paying council tax, you're not paying for electricity, you're not paying for water. These houses are super affordable. And of course the facilities, it comes with facilities like maybe a gym, a laundry, laundry room, sports facility for people who like to play tennis, you know, all of those things. There's a sports room, there's a gym, call it anything. Like these houses have some even have like cinema room or so, depending on the package, of course, okay? So these houses are, you know, students are encouraged to stay in student accommodation, of course, because they're affordable. So when you start working full time, you can now explore, you know, all other options. More importantly, there's a package for everyone. So whether you want an ensuite, whether you want a studio apartment, whether you want a shared toilet, whether you just want a small space where you can manage for a few months before you can maybe afford a bigger space, Amber has you covered, okay? So it's not a case of, oh, the houses are cheap, too affordable, I want something more classy. Of course, there are classy rooms, there are studio rooms that are large with your kitchen and everything fitted in that room. So regardless of your budget, whether your budget is really low, whether your budget is high, Amber got you covered. And of course, there's a no visa, no pay policy where if you already booked for your accommodation and something happens and your visa doesn't come out, guess what? Amber refunds your full money. Nothing, they don't hold back on anything. They refund your full money. So it's not a case of, oh, I already booked my accommodation and my visa was denied, my money has gone. No, you can get a full refund if your visa is denied or if you change your mind at some point, okay? So how do you get started? The link is in the description box. Just go there, click and choose a house that suits your taste and you can just go. That's as simple as that, okay? And if you have questions, come to the comment section and I'll be there to answer your questions. So what are some of the mistakes new international students should not make? Because like I said, I'm a senior student. Like I'm not being a mate like anymore. So when I give advice, listen, okay? So yes, the first thing and the number one thing on my list is relationship scam. Hey God. So specifically, I'm talking to women, or let me say Nigerian women, because I don't know if Nigerian students that are women, okay, because I don't know if this applies to the people from other countries anyways, but as a new international student, a Nigerian woman who comes to the UK, or a Nigerian lady, there's a tendency that you see a lot of guys wanting to date you immediately you come. And this is not a mistake. It's not because you are more beautiful. It's not because they see anything in you. There is nothing special in you. It's just simple. They know that you are vulnerable at that point, because when you come to a new country, not just the UK, you have a lot of questions. Oh, please, how do I navigate the bus? Oh, how do I attend my classes? Oh, how do I go? You have a lot of questions, both from job seeking, both from settling in. There are many questions, and at that point, you're vulnerable. Anybody that comes around you that seems to give answer to those questions, you start to most likely develop sort of interest for them, or they would also develop interest, because first of all, they want you to be so dependent on them. Oh, you have a question. They say, oh, feel free to call me at any time. I'll be willing to answer you. And so whenever you call them to ask questions, of course, they are willing to answer those questions. But then you should ask yourself, like, most of these people will tell you, oh, I've been in the country for 10 years. I've been in the country for 5 years. You now ask yourself, like, within the 5 years, doesn't mean you've not been dating anybody. Within 10 years, you've not seen a lady you like. How come that you just came to the UK and 3-4 months, everybody are like, not even 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they're head over heels all over you, like in and out. Okay, so basically these guys are taking advantage of your vulnerability, knowing that, oh, this person relies on me for many things, and so they don't love you. Trust me, I can hold your hands to tell you that any man who comes to you and says, oh, I've been in this country for 5 years, 10 years, and they are flocking around you, trust me, it takes a few more months for you to realize that it was just a flock, like nothing come out. I remember my friend then, she had this guy that was like, oh, you studying public relations? I also studied public relations now. I also studied public relations at Leeds Beckett. Now watch. And by the way, the idea is that, oh, if you see someone who studied the same course as you and graduated, you feel like, oh God, at least when I have issues with my coursework, I can reach out to them, and they love that satisfaction that you're coming to them to ask those questions. Trust me, if you must be in any relationship, take your time. Stay in the UK for a few months, get your job, sort your school, sort your accommodation, sort everything, and you are settled. Then you can make an informed and irrational decision. But you see that moment when you come and it's a lie. It's a big lie. Avoid them by all means, both online dating apps and offline. Just avoid men and focus, okay? Another thing to avoid, or mistake you should not make, is that, I will die on this hill, by the way. Don't pay for anybody to revamp your CV. Don't pay to attend any Zoom class or Zoom lecture or Zoom whatever where they teach you how to navigate life in the UK. That one is a big SCAM, a very big one. See, that industry is a booming industry. It booms in January, it booms in September period when new students are coming. And guess what? The people who do this class, they target you like, number one, you are new, you are naive, you are vulnerable. Imagine you are in the UK 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you've been applying and you've been getting unfortunate, and then somebody comes to tell you, attend this class, pay £30, attend this class, I'll teach you how to get a job like really fast. At that moment, you're not thinking, you're not rational, you're not thinking, is it that easy? If it was that easy to attend a class and I'll get a job, I mean, nobody will be unemployed, you get. At that moment, you are not rational, you just want to pay and attend the class. It's only after you attend the class, you now realize that, or more, nothing. You get. So a lot of people hold lectures and Zoom classes on how to navigate life in the UK. What I'll tell you about that is that there is no hard and fast rules to navigating life in a foreign country. If somebody tells you this is what I did, if you like, copy that thing verbatim. If you apply it in your life, it may not work for you. In fact, you might fail like woefully than that person who claims that that thing they did was what made them excel. Do you get? So number one, there is no hard and fast rules to life in the UK. Number two, experience makes you learn better. So if you're in the UK already, with time, for instance, what I know today, 3-4 months ago, I did not know it. What I know today, when I came newly, like first 2 weeks, first 3 weeks, I did not know it. So experience naturally makes you learn better and know better. So if somebody tells you that I will teach you how to navigate life in the UK, it's a lie, because what works for them will not work for you. That's one. Secondly, don't pay anybody to revamp your CV, because they'll tell you that, oh, it's your CV, do a UK CV. Again, I'll die on this hill. There is no such thing as a UK CV. And whenever I say, people look at me like, it's a lie, there's a template. There is no such thing as a UK CV template. So if you're going to pay someone who claims that they will help you or sell a UK template to you, my sister, my brother, you are about to be SCAMMED. I'll be having this speller. It is not true. So usually there's a standard template for a CV. Usually a CV should have your profile summary, should have your contact details, like your details, like your name, your phone number, your email. If you have LinkedIn, your social media profile, depending on the job you're applying to, you should have your experiences from the most recent one to the oldest. You get. You should have your relevant experiences. You should have, if you have any volunteering or leadership roles, you should also include it. You should also include your education. Those are then your skills. Like if you have skills related to the job, like maybe Microsoft Word skills, Excel, those things. Those are the standard things that should be in your CV, regardless of how you arrange it. So ideally, the rule of thumb is do a simple arrangement. Let it not be too complex. Like make person not open your CV, their head go con the turn. Let it really be a very simple one, okay? So when I came to the UK, I used to use this template on Google Docs, Swiss. I just went there, copied and pasted. That's it. And that was the same thing I used to apply to the teaching agencies and got the job. Color me shock when people start talking about UK template, UK. There is no such thing as a UK CV. That's what people will sell to you. I've seen a lot of people sell courses on, I use this template and I got a dream job with sponsorship. When I see people pay for, when I even see all these, like guys that have been in the UK for 1 year plus and are paying for this thing, I'm like, are you people kidding me? So if you come newly, you will see a lot of people wanting to sell CV templates to you. The unfortunately emails you're getting is not exclusive to you. Even people who have been here 5-6 years have been, see, applying to job in this country is, let's say 90% luck, 10% your experience or your skills. I don't even know how to put this. Do you get? So the unfortunately is not exclusive to you. It's not because it is you. It is a normal thing. The job market is in a serious I don't know how to explain it. So anybody coming to sell template to you or telling you that pay, I'll revamp your CV for you, that person wants to just chop your money. And of course, they know that you are new. They know that before your eye go open, at least you go don't pay the money. That's the idea. Because by this time now, no class, I've not seen any flyer anywhere advertising any class or any this thing. No. The market starts from January. It happens in January and then in September, because of course that's when the otondos are coming. If you know what I mean, I'm just using an NYC term because that's when the otondos are coming. Okay, so another mistake you should avoid with all your mind is the black tax mistake. So when you come to the UK, your friends are excited. Like a lot of people are excited. Your family is like, everybody's excited. Oh, she has come. Oh, my friend is now in the UK. Before you know it, before you say Jack Robinson, bills here. Oh, please, I need 10,000 for this. I need 20,000 for this. I've said this thing before. When I newly came, I would explain, oh, I'm working 20 hours and I'm still paying my school fees. I still have to pay rent. I still have to pay bills. That's what I would explain to people who are asking me for money. But now, my mind on strong. Hello, I don't have money. Like, I'm not even giving any explanation as to why. I'll just type, I don't have money, full stop. Like, I'm not explaining to you why I don't have money or what my condition is. No, you get. So that black tax thing is a thing, because most times people come and because the friends whom they are very close with, before, after 1 or 2 months, they've severed ties with them, or the friends have severed ties with them because they've asked them for money or 1 or 2 things and they say they cannot give up. See, when you come to this country, you don't have any business unless you have dependents. Like, I always say, if you have a wife or you have kids or you have, basically, you have dependents or you have parents who depend on you and they don't have any other source of income, or maybe your other siblings are not handy, you can support. But if you don't have a dependent, you have no business sending anybody money, at least even for the first year. Because most students, even the 20 hours, they don't see the complete 20 hours. So you can imagine the kind of pressure. So imagine if you are still paying fees, you work 20 hours, you're paying rent, you're doing, where do you even see that extra money to send to people? Do you get? So don't fall for that gaslighting. A lot of people gaslight you. We were this close. Some people say, we were this close. Immediately she moved to the UK, she blocked us, or she stopped communicating with us like before. She's feeling big. She doesn't talk to all those kind of things. Is because you want to avoid billing. But don't let anybody gaslight you into sending your hard-earned money or going out of your way. Some people will go hungry because they want to send money to someone. Mind you, if anything happens to you tomorrow, those people they will fudge you. They will live their best life. Nothing. They would move on like so fast. So anytime it comes to your head that you should sacrifice your feeding for the week, or you should sacrifice 1 or 2 things for the week to just send them, after it's just £10, delete that idea in your head. Don't fall for that gaslighting, okay? So what next? Another thing I would say, which is very controversial, by the way, is that do not join association or groups. Like, I mean, physical association or groups. Like, a lot of people will come and you go and join Igbo association, Yoruba association. What? Like I said, this is very controversial, but this is my opinion. I would not advise anybody to join or like all of those associations, especially as a newcomer. When you come, just focus on getting a job, focus on school, focus on the things that are important. You see all of that groups and associations, I can tell you for free, most of those people don't like you. Like, I'm saying this from a place of experience and knowing how, like, a lot of people, like, for them, it's more like a competition. I don't know why it is. I don't know how it is for other people from other nationalities. But for the most part, for us as Nigerians, it's more like a competition. Like, a lot of people they do not want to genuinely help you, because if they genuinely help you, you probably will be better than them, and you will not see them as that god that they are. When you come to the country newly, you see some people who have houses, who have good jobs, who have good cars, more like they've settled. Like, they don't settle for the country, you get. So chances are that you want to associate with them, or you want to get close to them because somehow you feel they'll help you get a job. Somehow you feel that success will rub off on you. But let me tell you the truth, most of those people don't want you to be like them. Because as you're a student, you don't have so much money. You look up to them so bad. You see them as a god. You respect them. You cherish them so bad. So if they plug you in and you get all of those things, that level of Oga, you know this, I don't know how to explain it. You know how like in Nigeria where some people, Oga, where don't know that in a big their head, they love it so much. So helping you would mean that you no longer see them as that boss that they are, and trust me, they like it. So when you join those associations with the hope that somebody there will help you get a good job, you are on your own. Like I said, it may not work for everybody. Some people might have benefited, but to a very large extent, we see ourselves as competition. Like nobody wants to be better than. I remember last year, I think I've said this story before. I went for an interview somewhere, like, and in that interview, if I even mentioned it, a lot of people would know, but let me not mention the company name. But I went there and a lot of people were speaking one language. Let me not also mention the language because it's a very popular company, you get. I don't want to, raise any, eyebrows, okay? So I went to that particular, they were speaking a foreign language, like, at some point I was thinking, am I in the UK? Where am I? Because from the security to the drivers to the every single staff there, were nearly speaking that. I rarely heard English. The only time I heard English was during my interview. Obviously, the person I interviewed was even multilingual because she speaks that language and of course English. So I had to pinch myself to realize that, I'm not in that country, I am in the UK. Now, here's the thing. Most times when people get into this company, for instance, if they are, let's say, let me use a random tribe, let's say, if they are Efik or Igbo, for instance, if they get into that company and there is a job vacancy, most times they don't even wait until it is published on Indeed or published in any of these job sites. Immediately they hear that there is a job, they've told their brother, who is also from the same tribe as them, or told their sister, who is also from the same tribe as them. And so, of course, when you recommend someone for a job, there's a 90% chance that they'll get the job. The only reason they will not get it is that they are not qualified or they did not pass the interview. But as a staff member, when you recommend someone, they most likely will get the job. So imagine recommending someone or referring someone, they come for the interview, they get the job. Now that person comes into the company, there's also a job advert and all of that. Because they already have a good rapport with the HR and everything, they also go call their friend. Just like that, before you know it, there's a multiplicity of people from the same country or the same tribe speaking the same language in one company. And then you come into the company as a foreigner, you start wondering, is it that these people don't employ people from other races? It's a lie, they do. But because there's this sense of belonging, like among themselves. See, since I came to this country, I have not walked into any office, and I see a lot of Nigerians. I have maybe it happens in care or hospitals or, of course, nurses. You see a lot of Nigerian nurses. I have never worked even in a school. Sometimes I go to schools and I am the only, ask any teaching assistant. Sometimes I go to schools, I'm the only black teaching assistant or anything there. You hardly walk into an organization and you see a lot of Nigerians. I'm telling you this for experience because when you come and you see a lot of people, you want to associate with them, believing they will help you. My sister, my brother, it's a lie. I can tell you this for free. They don't want you to be better than them. So the only way you can break out is to hustle. Work your salvation in fear and trembling. Should be that. Now, so Bible talker. Work it personally. It's a personal race. When you come here, you would understand. So ditch the association, ditch the groups, and do your thing by yourself. And nothing they will say is, you are casting update. When one person tries to help someone or somebody tries to set camera to educate people that this is how you apply for certain opportunities, you are casting update. That word casting update comes from the fact that when something is working for you, keep it to yourself. Yes, you see the word casting update, they will use it to say, UK content creators are talking too much. You are talking too much. You are blocking road for. The origin of that casting update is that there is an update that is working for you. Keep it to yourself. Don't tell it to people, because when you tell it to people, a lot of people will get into the industry. They'll start making money. They'll not be as successful as you are. You get. So that word casting update is a very Nigerian thing, and trust me, I'm talking too much, but yes, you get my point. Finally, you should know, similar to the last point, there is no friend here, of course. So if you come from a country where there's communal living, you can visit your friend anywhere, you can do things like friendship, like you that's why a lot of people say the UK is boring. It will be so hard for you to adapt. Yes, it will be so hard for you to adapt because here is a very individualist society. Everybody's working for themselves, everybody's selfish, everybody's on their own. Especially there's no friend. Let me bring it very close to the context of working. Like you start working, your colleagues are not your friends. Your work people, see them, be very officious, be as officious as possible. They are not your friends. I repeat, not your friends, and take it. Don't, it's not like you make them your enemies, but just know that they are not your friends. If you go on TikTok, you see loads and loads of stories of people sharing their experience with their colleagues who were supposed to be their friends, by the way. You get, they're sharing those experiences because most times we are used to, like, especially in Nigeria, we're used to like being around people, being with people. We're used to this whole, oh, my friend, like your work bestie. Even most of us had, like, I still have a work bestie, by the way. She's still my friend up till now. Most of us are used to having work besties, but trust me, in this country, there's no such thing as a work bestie. When you get a job, when you eventually struggle and you get a job, don't tell people your personal issues. Don't complain. If something is not going well in the company, complain to the right sources. Don't just call a friend, your bestie or your colleague one side and say, I don't like how this. No, don't do that, because that person will snitch on you. Eventually you get sacked, you get queried. If there's something not going well in the company, report to the appropriate organization. And of course, when somebody makes a mistake that the organization, you know that the organization will frown out, don't wait until they realize it themselves. Carry yourself and go and report, just so that you can exonerate yourself. Because guess what? No, guess. If now you make the mistake, if you're the one that made that mistake, that person who you call your friend will be the first. They will not wait for another person to notice that. That person you call your friend will be the first to report. So when you see that something is not going well, or that your friend has made it, that your friend in quote, has made a mistake, be the first to go and report, so that you can exonerate yourself. Because guess what? When you don't report, it means that you are also part of it, okay? So yes, these are some of the things I can think of at the moment. If you want a part 2 of this video, let me know in the comment section and I'll make a part 2, because there are more. I think I have a list of other things that you guys should also be wary of when you come, okay? So yes, long video alert. I hope you watched till the end. Please like this video, please leave a comment, and of course subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Toodles.